So my name is Guy Siverson. I am co-owner of Graceful Touch Massage Therapy for the last 5 years here in Rapid City, South Dakota. Not only do we do massage, but we have product line of over 50 alternative remedy, certified organic, plant-based products that you can find out more about on gracefultouchproducts.org. Or if you want to connect on direct with me, come out to Instagram, where I'm available as Pain Relief, the number 4, the letter U, Pain Relief for you.
Perfect. So tell us a little bit about how did you get started in this industry?
Well, that's an interesting question. By being drug in by my the back of my scuff, I would say, massage therapy is absolutely nothing I would ever think to do. 100%. But it's the best thing I've ever done in my entire life.
I know for me, the first time I got a massage, I was a full adult. It must have been 6, 7 years ago. So I was in my late 20s. And some of my friends at the time, they used to make this joke. Make sure you don't go to this one because there's like the sexual ones and there's all these
Right,
different forms, right?
right.
And I remember I was in another part of the world and I called in to book a massage. And it was me and a few other guys. So it was like a guy's trip. And they said that there's about, I think, 4 of us. They said that there's 3 girls, but someone has to end up with a guy, right? With a male masseuse. And we're all playing rock, paper, scissors to see who's going to get the guy at that point, right?
There you
Because
go.
it was like a running joke with us. But one thing I would say is that it is so relaxing. I think I must forget about all of my stress for that day. I'm so relaxed afterwards. Many times I even fall asleep because it's so relaxing. And that takes me to the point where life can be hard sometimes. It can be difficult. And as someone that got into this industry and as someone that has overcome their own obstacles in life, what are some of the things that you went through growing up that's led you down this path?
Well, great question. Thanks for asking. Um, I grew up personally as a single parent child. My dad chose the bottle over his family. My dad also was heavily into things like pornography and whatnot. So when I would go to visit my dad, and I'm the only child of us that would go and visit my dad, um, the pornography was readily available. And I started getting involved in this. And why this is so important, I'll share with you in a minute. But here I am dealing with pornography, and God speaks to me. And he says, "You sure like that picture, don't you?" And I said, "Well, yes, I do." And he asked me, "Well, what if that was your daughter? Would you be okay with that?" And I said, "No, no, I would not be okay." Well, he said one thing at that point that took care of pornography for me for the rest of my life. He said, "She's somebody's daughter." And for me, that was like a wow experience. I put it down. I said, "I want nothing more to do with this." Now we fast forward to today. Here I was as a child steeped in pornography. Well, whether you're working with a male massage therapist or a female, the client is typically naked. And instead of capitalizing that for my own self gratification, now I've turned the corner and I'm providing a service where I'm able to help people get out of pain and realize a better state of well-being than ever before. And I would never in a million years, as I said a minute ago, have ever put myself here, largely because of my background. In fact, where I put myself because of my background was digital marketing for over 25 years. Until one day I got one of those gray cuffs and slid it around my arm and pumped it on up. Well, I owned my own business then too. And the good part about owning your own business is you can set your own hours. The bad part about owning your own business is that you can set your own hours. I ended up working 16 to 20 hours a day for years on end. Well, that gray cuff around my arm that I had pumped up, it was reading numbers like, let's see if I can remember, 265 over 125. Yeah, I don't know what you know about numbers, but when it comes to your blood pressure, those aren't good ones. Now, I was a naturopathic vegan at that time. Naturopathic vegans don't need that kind of a number. It shouldn't have them because, well, we eat way different than everybody else. We're supposed to live way different than everybody else too. Unfortunately, at that point in my life, I was very sedentary. After all, get up out of bed, go out to your recliner, pull up the footrest, and you're at work for the rest of the day. Well, our bodies need a little bit more movement than that. And so as we started to ponder different ideas, my wife said, well, people have always told her that she should be a massage therapist. And that's where things began to unfold. But before I unfold them, I'm going to hand it back to you to see if we have any questions.
Absolutely, because that's an interesting take because you had this childhood experience, which is still it seems like it's very vivid in your mind because you remembered it. And now you've transitioned away from that because of what you do and how you want to continue to help people. And I'm someone that I work from home now for the last year and a half. And you're absolutely right. There's many times where I'll get out of bed. If I wasn't an active person, I can just get up out of bed, brush my teeth, and go back and sit down and be at my desk all day long. Or if I was someone that just got up, walked over to the left a couple of paces, and just sat down, your body's not really getting the necessary movement that it needs. How do you think all of that impacted you to become the type of person that you wanted to be as you started to realize, I don't want to be that type of guy anymore?
Right. And given that I already lived healthy in my intake of food, it really wasn't that difficult to say, okay, I need to be more active, especially when the activity was my career. I'm not going to get a whole lot of clients if I sit in the chair and kind of rub them with the back of my foot. I got to be up, moving, active, and around. I know you weren't going here, but the beginning of that was when I turned 50. I really changed things actively wise, and I said, you know what, I'm going to take a bike ride. 1,700 miles later, I was a different person as it relates to my health and whatnot. It was a 7-week journey that is a journey all of its own. But then we take that guy and that new me, and we start to head towards massage for, once again, my wife, not me. I had no interest in massage. Do you have any questions before we go further from that?
I do. If you didn't have an interest in it, what sparked or created that interest?
Great question. So we found a massage school in Hermosa, South Dakota that was that taught massage, and there it was part of our church. And so we called them up and we decided we would come out and become part of their program. The science teacher, when we got on campus, this would be for my wife, not me, though they had made an offer that was incredible, and so well, I might as well take the class too, but I still have no interest. And he comes up to me and he says, "No, I'm concerned about your wife." And I said, "Why are you concerned about my wife?" "Well, she has dyslexia." And she does have dyslexia. "I'm not certain she can pass my tests or my class." And so I turned to him at that point and I said, "You are correct. She has dyslexia, but she's also got a purpose. She's also got a passion. She's also got a pursuit. If there's one person you will not have trouble with in your class, it would be my wife." Now, I had never been to his class yet. I continued and I said, "But you do absolutely have a problem in your class." And he said, "I do?" I said, "Absolutely, 100%. I guarantee you have a problem in your class." I said, "Well, what's my problem?" I said, "Well, you're looking at it. Because unlike my wife's purpose and passion and pursuit, I have none of that. I am not remotely interested in hard sciences. I'm a communication degree person. I'm a psychology degree person. I'm soft sciences, not hard sciences. So when it comes to kinesiology, pathology, physiology, no thank youology. But you're going to help me pass your tests and your class. And I just want to give you a good job for what you're about to do, and good luck."
Did you think at that moment he was going to turn to you and say, you know what, we got to get this person out of here? They're probably going to be a little bit more work than I need at that point. Or was it something along the line saying that I'm going to be completely honest? I want you to push me maybe in a way that I haven't been pushed before, because as you mentioned, you're the soft sciences, not the hard sciences. So what did you learn from that experience?
I was never to pass the class. They had already decided I would not pass. There was two of us in that class. One of us didn't make it through. I was the other one. They had already talked to the other teachers. I learned this from one of the teachers. But I was never to have passed that class, their course. And I did. The conversation was pretty much over at that point. But as we went into anatomy, I fell in love. I'm already in love with my wife, but that's not what I'm talking about. I fell in love with the human body because I did not realize how intricately we were designed. And just to really get in and understand the full dynamics of that, I began to get one regret. And that regret was that I hadn't done this when I was 19 instead of above 50. I absolutely became ultra fascinated in a subject that I thought I had no interest in. I had no interest in it. And that's where a real pivot point for me was. It was in transition. I had gone over to marketing, and I tell you what, watching rankings grow on Google and knowing that you're helping business that way and everything, it's cool. But it doesn't hold a candle to being able to work with people and help them get out of pain and into a better place in life. Nothing that I've ever done holds a candle to that.
For those who are watching on Facebook, YouTube, and my social media, remember to share, like, and subscribe for more incredible interviews like the one we have with Guy today. And we will be back for more.